Hello, hello, and welcome to a session that is going to feature yoga combining the styles of Hatha and Yin Yoga. We will start with the more yang, like Hatha portion, which will be sun salutations, a variation of sun salutations, and then we will move into some yin poses to conclude our session. Let's start at the front end of our mat. We have space behind us. We'll begin in mountain pose, opening up the heart, the palms, the gaze, looking forward on our horizon, breathing in, breathing out. Find the connection to the breath. Set an intention. And with our next inhale, let's lift the arms looking up. And exhale, folding over the legs, releasing the head and neck. Bringing a little bit of space between the feet. Let's inhale, press hands to shins and lift the heart up and forward. And exhale, fold back down into the legs. Bend the knees and take a step back. And let's bend into the front knee, press into the back heel. Bring the hands up to the front of the thigh, to the top of the leg. Lift the heart and then lift the arms. Looking up, breathing in. Exhale, lower hands down to the ground. Let's bring that front foot back into plank. You can modify with knees down. And bend the elbows coming all the way down. Point toes, lift heart up into cobra. Inhale. Exhale, lowering chest, pressing up and sitting back into the heels, child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Looking forward, let's inhale, curl toes into plank, and exhale, pike hips high into downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Foot number 2 is going to step forward between those hands. Bend the knee on top of the ankle and let's reach the arms up, high lunge. Looking up. With control, let's lower it down, pressing off the back foot to join the front into forward bend. Hands on shins, let's inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold. Let's bend the knees right into chair pose for a breath. Pressing all the way up, back to establishing our mountain pose. Inhale here. Exhale, float the heels. Test your balance and concentration. And then drop heels to lift toes, bending into chair pose, looking up. Hands through heart center. Let's fold over the legs, forward bend. Hands on shins, inhale halfway up. And exhale, fold, knees bent, take that step back. Let's find that high lunge. And then let's drop the back heel and find side angle. Looking up to the sky, reaching high. Feel for that long line of energy across the top side of the body. Back into high lunge, lifting that back heel. And hands drop, find plank pose. Knees can drop or you can keep legs straight as you chaturanga through to cobra. If you prefer, you can come up higher. Upward facing dog. I'm going to keep knees down for this one and soft elbows. Lowering down, let's press up and back through child's pose. Stack shoulders on top of hands and lift up into down dog. Breathe in and out. Look forward, step foot number 2, forward into high lunge. Find your focus and balance. Let's drop that back heel down and arm on top of that front thigh, looking up, reaching overhead. Side angle pose. Come back through center. Lift the back heel, high lunge. Control the arms down, press off that back foot to join the front. Forward bend. Hands on shins, let's lift the heart. Folding into the legs, bend the knees, chair. And controlling up, standing tall, into mountain. One more round here, let's bend the knees, chair. Looking up, reaching high. Palms through heart center, fold over the legs, straighten. Breathe in, hands to shins, heart, lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, take that step back. Come up into your high lunge. Looking up. Drop back, heel down, and front elbow on top of the thigh, side angle. Looking down, drop the bottom fingertips to the earth and straighten both legs. Looking up into triangle pose. Bring that top hand down and that bottom hand up as we twist towards the front knee. Breathing in. Both hands down, step back to plank. Chaturanga, cobra or up dog, child's pose or downward dog. Sink heels, lift toes, press back with strong arms. Look forward, foot number 2 is going to step forward and find your high lunge. Drop back heel and move into side angle. Looking down, bring the hand to the ground as you straighten that front leg so both legs are straight. Open up the top hand to the sky, look high, triangle pose. And switch the hand that's on the ground as we lift the back heel, bend into the front knee, and twist towards that front leg. Open up the heart, reach the arms ecstatically. And bring both hands down. Let's press off that back foot and establish forward bend. Hands on shins, lift heart. And fold into the legs, bend the knees, chair pose. We're going to hold on to one wrist as we straighten the legs up and come over into side body bend, blowing palm pose. Squeeze legs together. Engage glutes a little bit. Look up. Inhale through the center, switch the hand that's holding the wrist, and pull some length out of the side body as we move to side number 2. Big toes press, inner thighs squeeze, tailbone drops, eyes up. Come back through the center, release those arms into mountain pose, and float the heels. Heels stay high, interlace the hands behind you, press the arms straight, palms away, drop the heels, maybe some space between the feet. Inhale, open the heart as we look up, squeeze glutes. Exhale, fold over the legs, arms overhead. Release the arms, hands to shins as we inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale and fold. Hands to the mat. You can step or jump back into your plank. Let's lift one arm up as we move into side plank. Stack shoulders. You can even drop the bottom knee to modify. Let's reach the top arm overhead. Rotate to look down. Come back into center plank. And take it to side number 2. Take the arm overhead. Stay strong. And looking down, let's come back through to the center plank. Knees can drop to modify, or chaturanga, cobra or up dog. Let's look from side to side here at the top of our upward dog. And lower down, bending the knees. Reach back with the arms and lift the heart up and away from the ground. If possible, find the ankles. Flex the feet. Let's move into bow pose. Press the feet away. Heels high, we can look up. Throat opener, heart opener, possibility opener. A little higher with the collarbone and the heels. Slowly release. Palms to the mat. Let's press up and sit back into child's pose. Rest forehead. Take arms over to one side. Try to drop the chest and forehead again as you breathe in. Exhale fully. Take the arms to the other side. Melt the heart down, the third eye drops. Breathe in here. Exhale, bring it back to the center. One last breath in the middle. And we're going to inhale, come into our yin practice now, extending the legs back and behind as we move into Sphinx pose. We're going to drop elbows, palms press down to the mat. And I love Sphinx pose because it is such a great posture corrector for all the rounded shoulders and caving chest, all of this. So we're going to reach our collarbone through and up. Crown of the head lifts. Tips of the ears lift. Chin moves in a little bit and back. Now, sometimes the elbows are a little wide, so let's move the elbows a little closer. And if you're particularly feeling this in your low back, we're going to walk the hands further forward. But alternatively, walk the elbows back closer and let's get into our core muscles. So instead of letting those abdominals just drop or sag to the earth, let's engage by tightening the tummy and feeling a lift across the midsection away from the ground. And that should alleviate unnecessary strain in our back body. Now with the Sphinx, we can look up, opening our throat chakra, stretching through the neck. Let's take the stretch a little further, bringing your bottom teeth in front of the top and lifting the chin. You can stay there or just continue to release the teeth in that position, looking forward. Let's engage our back muscles. So the yin pose is very still. We're making subtle adjustments, but you can still feel the muscles working. So it's not like a restorative pose where the muscles are relaxing completely. You can still feel work across the back, in the shoulders, in those abdominals lifting up. So it is still an active pose, though we spend more time in the pose than in a yang practice like hatha, like we did earlier. So from here, let's just drop an ear towards the shoulder. Stay calm, stay with your breathing. Let's take it to the other side. Back to the center, and we'll rotate looking over one shoulder. Let's see if we can see that foot, the heel. Press down in the elbows to lift up, and let's take it to the other side. See what you can see. Inhale, let's come back to the center. Let's hold for one more breath in Sphinx pose. So we're trying to stay in a yin pose for at least 3 minutes. Believe me, it can get much, much, much longer than that. Now we're going to widen the elbows. Lower the chest, stack hands, rest forward, rest forehead. And just take a little break here. Breathe in fully. Exhale, soften and let it go. Take your time moving very slowly as we start to lift the head and bring the palms to press into the mat. We're going to push up and sit back to the heels for a moment, just to stretch out any tightness across low back, slightly moving to the right and left. Walking hands in, let's roll it on up. And I'm going to sit on top of a towel that I'm folding. So we're going to be quite contained. We're going to really be centering our body. So we're going to stack the knees, one on top of the other. Sometimes I use my arms and hands to help me get that alignment of knee on top of knee. And now ideally you want to take a look at where your feet are. One foot might be very close to your hip and the other one might be farther away. So let's try to find that alignment, either bringing both feet close to the hips, or I'm going to take the foot that was closer to the hip and move it a little farther away. So the feet can be on the same line, the knees can be stacked. We can stay here and breathe, or we can do the same thing with the arms. So just keep in mind which leg is on top. Let's do the same arm on top. Crossing the arms and trying to reach the palms to press in together. Everything squeezing into the center. The shoulders, the arms, the hips, the legs and thighs, the sitting bones, the abdomen. Now we can stay here and breathe. You can release the arms and the legs at any time. Or we can start to move forward where the elbows are dropping towards the knees or even beyond the knees. You might use a yoga block or a pillow. Stay calm and send your nervous system some signals that it's okay by breathing in and breathing out. Consistently and evenly. Now your mind is going to try to trick you by telling you that this is boring, or by sending you an itch to scratch, or a distraction to pay attention to. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to breathe in and breathe out, signaling to your nervous system that it is okay to be uncomfortable. It is okay to be still. And like everything in life, this is just a moment, and it too shall pass. The longer you stay, the different sensations will start to appear. And with each new sensation comes a new thought. But what always stays consistent is the breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. Let gravity help you drop deeper into the pose. With your next inhale, we're going to slowly let go of the arms first. Take your time in using the support of the hands and arms, coming back to center, moving the feet, shaking it out a little, breathing in, breathing out, giving yourself a compliment, good job. And side number 2, switch the leg that was on top. Try to keep track of your legs and arms. And now find the position of the stacked knees and the aligned feet. The feet should be a little bit flexed, a little bit of energy, the soles of the feet. Think of your sitting bones, the weight distribution. Try to even that out as well. Stay here and breathe, sit tall. Think happy thoughts. Send positive messages into your nervous system. And whatever knee is on top, whatever leg is on top, that same arm is going to come on top. And I do use a little bit of momentum, a little squeeze before I bend the elbows and try to find the palms connected as much as possible. Stay and breathe. Everything squeezing in, containing the energy into the center. Option to start to lean forward now. The elbows can drop towards the legs. They can rest upon the knee. They can even move beyond the knee if you have more range of motion. And actually, the longer you stay here, you will find that you do increase your range of motion because you are relaxing and, even more importantly, accepting your fate in this pose. You are, shall we say, leaning into the experience. Let's inhale. Exhale. Smoothly and calmly. Little adjustments as we go, but also try to find those points of stillness, those moments of acceptance, patience, calm, tranquility. Aren't we always tested in difficult situations, being put in compromising positions, in life. So let this be like an allegory, like a symbol or representation of life. And if you can do this, and you can get through this with a calm, stable mind, think of how that informs your regular, everyday, day-to-day life. You can let the hands feel heavy as they drop into gravity. You can let the spine stretch, folding over the legs. You can widen those shoulder blades. One more round of breathing here. Just slowly lifting the head. It's okay. Releasing the hands. Everything's fine. Take your time. There's no race. Moving slowly back to your center. Leaning back a bit to unravel those legs. Give it a little shake, shake, shake. We were so contained, we were so centered with that last pose, the cow face pose, that we're now going to do a big opener. Take the legs super wide. Flex the feet. This is a nice one to do right up against a wall, so we're not rounding or flexing our spine or pushing our head and neck out of alignment. We want hips, shoulders stacked, crown of the head up, feet alive. So let's spread some space between the toes. You can always stay here and breathe. Happy thoughts are everything. Or we can move it forward. Wherever you are breathing. This is a great yin pose to do some mudras, so we can bring our fingertips and thumb tip together, like a church steeple kind of, palms apart. And just looking down at the space in between the palms. We can widen the elbows, dropping the chest lower. If the toes and the knees, they want to start to round or move forward, try to find those abductors, those hip muscles to keep your rotation open and alive. External rotation, kneecaps facing to the heavens, toes lifting up to the gods. Stacking hands, reaching heart forward to the hands, maybe just a thought, resting forehead. Soften shoulders. If you're really feeling those inner thighs, let's send some oxygen into that sensation. Breathe into the inner thighs. Exhale. let some of that tightness and tension go with the breath out. Breathe into the back of the knees. And with the exhale, carry away any stress or strain. Looking forward, maybe the chin can drop to the palms. Maybe we can widen the elbows and the chin can just drop to the space in between the palms. If you're a yin superhero, we can reach out one arm, flex the foot, and see if there's a little bit of contact between the toe and the fingers. You can try the other side. We're just moving from a place of tranquility and calmness, acceptance, gratitude for this miraculous body we have and all the fantabulous things it can do. If the toe hold is pulling you out of your external rotation, feel free to hold on to the shins and keep the toes lifting up to the clouds. Next, inhale, bring your palms back to the earth. Lift the head and super slow-mo. Let's keep our breath flowing as we press all the way up. Walking hands back. Oh, wow. Bring the bottom of the feet together, hands holding the shins. And we're just going to round back, looking down. Arch the spine, heart lifts, looking up. Rounding back. Just introducing a little cat and cow flow in a butterfly pose. Round and arch. Two more, round a little bit more. Arch a little bit more. Last one, round. And arch. And back to the center. And either find yourself in a cross-legged, easy sitting position, or a half lotus position, or a full lotus position. Or if you prefer, lie down on your back into Shavasana for our final yin pose. We'll be here for as long as you like, at least 3 minutes. Turn the palms up and open. You can find a finger of choice to connect your thumb to, create your own mudra. Close the eyes in sweet satisfaction, in accomplishment and success. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. and breathing out.